she is.
Hello guys and girls, hope you're well. I realise I'm a little late to the party on this one, but this is how you make a trailer. No spoilers, no giveaways of who dies and who lives. In fact, we barely know anything about this deeply disturbing looking film that is less than 1 month away on June the 12th. And damn it Hollywood, this is the way to do it, so please take heed before you ruin every story by injecting a detailed synopsis into every trailer you release. I'm still kind of waiting for one of these highly respected studios to have the balls to not drop a trailer at all. That would be the next boss move in my opinion. And you know what else is disturbingly awesome about this trailer? Nicolas Cage going full Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs and then some. That's reason enough for me to be compelled to see this movie, even if we know nothing else about it. It's almost hard to believe that this creepy and deranged high-pitched voice, not mine, Nick's, is actually coming from Nick Cage.
There she is.
I just hope it isn't another film about himself. That might be awkwardly revealing. So the movie is called Longlegs, from a decent independent film company by the name of Neon, and stars Nicolas Cage as the weirdo serial killer and Mackay Monroe, who is tasked with hunting him down as an FBI agent. Longlegs is written and directed by Osgood Perkins, who in my opinion knows how to create a mature atmosphere of unease and anxiety-ridden suspense. His previous films, The Blackcoat's Daughter and Gretel and Hanzo, demonstrated these elements as well as superb cinematography. So no wonder the mature vibes I'm getting from this trailer are so intense, and I'll say right off the bat, just these couple of minutes gave me some chills in a way that I'm struggling to remember the last time I was ever this highly disturbed from watching a film trailer. It's an incredibly effective promotion for a film that now has a lot to live up to. What is getting me tremendously excited about seeing this is not just its claim to be in the same vein of classic Hollywood psychological thrillers, which is a statement made by the filmmaker and quite frankly is music to my ears after having watched the trailer. But it also showcases the essence of those classic thrillers so effortlessly throughout this well-crafted trailer without giving away any of the plot or revealing pivotal moments. As I watch this, I'm reminded of so many defining movies that broke new ground and left a generation speechless. Not everybody loves horror, but I'm pretty sure most of us love a good thriller, and this one looks to be the next stepping stone of its genre. I'm sensing some strong flavours here of Silence of the Lambs for sure. Prisoners was one hell of a ride. Seven of course because of the religious aspect, Zodiac, and even Series 1 of True Detective. It appears to have all the darkness and misery of a town affected by a highly intelligent but mentally ill and extremely unhinged serial killer, who will never be stopped by reasoning alone. What fascinates me, aside from getting to watch another truly gripping and psychologically frightening thriller, is the theme at play here involving the dark arts and satanic code breaking. As the FBI agent delves deeper into his world of madness and tries to discover clues and solve puzzles behind all these demonic letterings, it occurred to me that the movie could go one of two ways. Will the killer alone be the source of all evil with his depraved ideologies and own sense of justice, much like what we witnessed in Seven, or will Longlegs take the path of the supernatural? Either way, the recent screenings were unanimous praise for the film's scares, storytelling, performances and atmosphere, which is amazing news by the way. However, the horror fan in me would love a dash of the paranormal in this particular feature. Maybe some of you are rolling your eyes, but all the evidence is here if that is the kind of movie they have made after all. It's surprisingly quite horrific to analyse some of this footage, but he seems to be obsessed with preparing female mannequins and stalking young girls, while the only people we see being killed are adults. So I wonder if there is something ritualistic he seeks from the girls, or perhaps, if I could just throw it out there, he may have already opened a gate to hell and is simply doing the bidding of some higher being, possibly. It's also worth mentioning that there appears to be a second person committing horrific acts of violence, which could suggest either they are a team or there are two narratives at play that will merge at some point. The movie may just be another grounded thriller horror about the worst kind of person you can imagine, and that's absolutely fine with me, but I've also read a few articles that admittedly were lacking in information. However, they did state that Longlegs is a supernatural story, or has those elements in at least. So I'm very much 50-50 as to how this film will explore evil. We see the FBI agent researching a few books that very much relate to hell and the devil himself. 9 Circles of Hell tells me that the killer may be exercising his own sick and twisted judgment upon his victims, which is nothing new, as I feel the movie Seven raised the bar with that particular theme, or perhaps it relates to something more supernaturally insidious. It could be that all this research is solely to understand the language of the puzzles he leaves behind. In any case, it's a wonderful mystery for now, and I hope that whatever the meaning behind the satanic glyphs is intelligent and has a powerful impact on the audience. The runtime for Longlegs is only 101 minutes sadly, so we shouldn't expect the long and drawn out detective work we experienced in films like Zodiac for instance. But I get the impression from the trailer and early reviews that Longlegs isn't going to have any empty air or dull moments either. Every shot in the trailer, accompanied by eerie music, looks to have us on the edge of our seats. The overtly cruel and sinister tone that the trailer sets reminds me greatly of the vibes I felt while watching True Detective, as the two detectives grew ever closer to unravelling the horrors of the cult responsible for such gruesome rapes and murders. What makes these dark detective thrillers so appealing is the sense of satisfaction we feel as we gradually uncover the truth through the eyes of the detective and learn ever more unsettling facts about the mysterious killer, his methods and the reasons behind such evil acts. I just love these shots of the FBI agent doing her homework and trying to piece together the terrifying enigma that is Longlegs. They add so much more meaning and clarity to a detective film when we can see and understand the process involved in catching a man and solving the riddle. There is nothing more insulting to me than when films decide to gloss over these crucial plot points and assume that the audience is only interested in the outcome and not the process. In Longlegs, these incentives feel increasingly more prevalent, as all we see and hear of the killer is his almost frightened and horrifically unstable voice asking for help. Not that there is any kind of help to fix this guy, as well as some visually creepy silhouettes of him in motion. I do wonder if the title relates perhaps to some medical condition he has regarding his legs, and therefore the manner in which he moves. This would also be a dead giveaway if ever a witness had to describe the killer and he was seen in public. But if he does have a physical disability, then this could be a clue to suggest he may have increased intelligence based on the fact that he manages to get around and kill just fine regardless of his possible impairment, as well as the clever puzzles he seems to leave behind. It's very rare these days when you just know something is going to be great, but with Longlegs everything thoroughly feels perfect. There wasn't merely a few moments in the trailer that sold me, it's every second that has me hooked with its unrelenting discomfort and nauseating dread. I'll also say this, ever since Nick Cage fell off the wagon financially some time back, he's been taking those roles in smaller indie productions that sometimes offer up greater stories that would never have the exposure without a name like his involved in the first place. So it's a win for both sides. Whether this film falls into that category, I have no idea, but all the first reactions are very impressive. Normally you take these comments with a pinch of salt of course, but as I said before, I just have that unmistakable feeling about this film, and maybe you do too. There are so many quick shots in this trailer that appear random as they have no meaning without the context of the whole film of course, but that's part of the reason why this is my favourite trailer in years. Every image reminds me of something I've seen before, whether it's the red-eyed figure in black or the Texas Chainsaw looking dude that has just beheaded a cow. Everything is extremely vague and ambiguous, which keeps making me think about the film more and more as I want to know what category of thriller and horror to place it in. Maybe more than anything I just want to see how much they've transformed Nicolas Cage, as he seems to have the appearance of a woman in some scenes and then becomes demonically distorted in others. Wow, well I had to bring this to your attention as I think this one warrants it. Thankfully it comes out on June the 12th and this baby is a must, no question about it. I'll just bring up a few reactions here so that we can see what other people are saying about the film that have seen it. So the reactions say, get ready y'all, because Longlegs is the real deal. Absolutely rancid, cursed vibes that had me scared to enter my dark hotel room. Micah Monroe is stunning and Cage is disturbing. This is Osgood Perkins in top form. A contemporary Silence of the Lambs, methinks. Another says, I was so lucky to see Longlegs, and no exaggeration, it could be the best horror film of 24. Oz Perkins can really get under my skin, this is his masterpiece. Monroe gives a fabulously unique lead performance, and Cage, nightmarish. Maybe the scariest first 10 minutes ever. I'll just read one more. He says, "Holy shit, Oz Perkins has crafted an outstandingly bleak and fiendish investigative thriller. It's so violently evil, a film that lingers in your thoughts, under your skin, and in the pit of your stomach, well after it's over. Perkins' best so far." So there we go, some massively positive feedback to dwell on there, and sounds like a home run for all the people involved in this film, I think we can safely say. Keep this on your radar, but also let me know your thoughts in the comments below, please. In the meantime, you know the drill, stay entertained.